I've been asked a lot recently about the difference between the JP Magic Move and the JP Freestyle Wave. So here we have two boards of almost the same volume, 100 litres and 104 litres. Let's start with the Freestyle Wave. Clue is in the name, it's got a wave in it. You don't need to be going wave sailing in big conditions to enjoy this board, but it's definitely most at home at the coast. You've got a slightly narrower tail, you've got V throughout from the back of the board to the front of the board. It really sits nicely in waves, and with that V, it really enjoys carving from edge to edge. It's got quite a lot of curve on the rail edge on it, as you can see, and that really likes to sit on the rail of the board more than trimming flat. Comes as a thruster setup in the Pro Edition. That's two 10 cm side fins and a 27 cm centre. I have found it more comfortable set up with inboard foot straps. I like that feel of it. My favourite conditions of this board is head high waves and a 5/8 sail. Other people like it with a 6.5, other people like it with a 5 metre. For the record, I'm 80 kilos, and this size of board works well for riders of between about 65 and 90, depending on the conditions. But they make it in a lot of sizes as well. The Magic Move. So this is an all new board for 2024 from JP. Immediately, it has a wider tail. Comes with a slightly longer fin, a 31 centimetre, quite thickly foiled, quite a high area. The combination of that wider tail and the slightly higher area and longer fin means the board planes up really easily, holds a nice line upwind. I've sailed it really powered up, and the fin doesn't seem to overpower it intrinsically. I'd like to try it with a smaller fin. I've been too lazy, to be quite honest. I haven't changed the fin down, but with the foot strap set in the outboard positions, I didn't feel the need to. With the underside shape of the board, the Magic Move seems to have a lot of V up to about the mast track where it flattens off. I think that flattening off gives it slightly more releasey feel, and it makes it want to sit slightly more on the fin. If you're coming upwind on the Freestyle Wave, I find it much easier to go upwind on the rails, akin to a waveboard. With this fella, I find it much easier to pressure the back foot, lift with the front foot, and bring it upwind off the fin, more like a slalom or free race board. The rails on this board are quite hard at the back and quite finely tucked towards the front, so jibing on it is really easy. I think that's also aided by the fact that the rocker flat, how far forward the flat section of the board extends, comes quite far forward. This means that not only does it come out the jibe and maintain its speed very easily, it also planes off without too much power in the sail and without too many fancy techniques. So, I guess you're asking which one you should choose. Well, if you're lucky enough to live somewhere where you have access to open water, whether it's windy or not, then I would probably say the Freestyle Wave should be a weapon of choice. If you're into more advanced jumping or you want to ride some waves, however small, whether it's front side with your front of your body facing the wave or back side going upwind with the back of your body to the wave, this board really loves sitting on a rail and carving and jumping. This board, I have taken this board out in some pretty big waves recently, and it is really fun. The way it catches them is more akin to a longboard surfboard. It glides in really well. It also carves a really beautiful turn, but it is at heart more a blasting board. So if you're going to buy one and you live somewhere where you want a board for sheltered waters, for strong winds as your smaller board, then this is going to be a really good option. If also you live somewhere at an exposed coast where you don't get waves when it's less than 5 metre weather, and you want a board to get you out there that's just going to plane, that's going to be easy and rewarding to jibe, that's going to just make you feel amazing when you blast, akin to a slalom board but without the 180 per minute heart rate, this is also a really fantastic choice. Excuse the traffic. If you're going on holiday somewhere and you're looking at renting one, again, which one to choose? If you're going to somewhere where there are waves, but it's not super windy, or there's waves and it's windy, you could downsize on one of these. If you're going somewhere where you have death chop when it's windy, a smaller one of these might be better. The V that runs throughout the board will cushion big chop and small waves. Gives a really easy ride. But if you're going to somewhere like the Greek islands, like South Bay and Tenerife, like Egypt, where however windy it is, it's pretty much always flat, This should be on everybody's bucket list to try this in those conditions. It's just, I sailed it last Saturday afternoon in Portland Harbour in Weymouth. I was absolutely powered up, almost beyond belief. And the board was just ridiculously easy. It almost took pressure out of the rig, if that can be a thing. In the jibes, I didn't really have to do very much. I just had to look and it went round. It's just so nice. Have a go. You won't regret it.